The story begins with a boy named Dylan, who is known for making strange noises and constantly annoying his teacher. As a punishment, the teacher asks him to finish a difficult Newton equation. But as Dylan starts writing, he panics, and suddenly something unbelievable happens. His body slowly starts turning invisible. The entire class is shocked. No one can believe what they're seeing. Dylan isn't a normal kid, he has a superpower. Next, we see a 6-year-old girl named Cindy. While walking down the street, a boy tries to bully her, but in one sudden move, Cindy throws him straight into a tree. Everyone around is stunned, but her mother isn't happy at all, because Cindy isn't an ordinary child. She has superhuman strength. Then we meet Joan, a 16-year-old girl. During lunch, 3 girls start mocking her, calling her weird. Joan finally snaps. Using her telekinesis, she lifts all the food trays and drops them right on top of the bullies. The cafeteria falls silent. Finally, we see a boy named William at the swimming pool. Some kids start teasing him, calling him lard butt. But William isn't normal either. He inflates his body, jumps into the pool, and creates a massive splash that sends water everywhere. Now the movie reveals the past. There once existed a legendary superhero team called Team Zenith, made up of 5 powerful heroes who protected the world. Their leader was Zoom, a lightning-fast speedster. Zoom led the team alongside his brother Concussion. The government decided to enhance their powers using gamma-13 radiation. Zoom became faster and stronger than ever, but the radiation had a terrifying effect on Concussion. It turned him into an evil villain. In his madness, Concussion killed the other members of Team Zenith. Zoom tried to stop him by creating a powerful vortex, but during the battle, Concussion disappeared, and Zoom lost all his powers. Everyone believed Concussion was dead. 30 years later, we arrive at Area 52, a secret military base. Scientist Dr. Grant, part of the original Zenith program, tells military officer Larrabee something shocking. Concussion didn't die. He was trapped inside a dimensional rift, and now he's coming back, fast. Larrabee refuses to believe it. They both saw Concussion die with their own eyes. But Dr. Grant explains the truth. They never found his body. That means Concussion survived. They have only 12 days before he returns and destroys everything. The only solution? Restart Project Zenith. They need to find gifted children with strange abilities and train them into a new superhero team. And there's only one person who can train them, Zoom. His powers are gone, but he can still vibrate his finger at high speed. Using it, he casually makes a banana shake in his garage. Outside, Dr. Marcia, Dr. Grant's assistant, pretends that her car breaks down just to get Jack's attention. Jack brings her inside his garage. Moments later, Dr. Grant and his team arrive. They tell Jack they're building a new Team Zenith, and he's the only hero left who can help. Jack refuses, so they knock him out with a dart gun. When Jack wakes up, he finds himself tied up inside Area 52. Dr. Grant gives him a choice. Work with them and earn $500 a month, or go to prison. Jack doesn't want jail, and just like that, he agrees. Marcia joins them and reveals that she's the head researcher of the project, and also Jack's biggest fan. She's read every comic about Captain Zoom and Team Zenith. Jack isn't impressed. Marcia then reveals the biggest shock. They've brought in 10 special candidates, but they're not adults, they're children. Jack is stunned. No gamma radiation, no experiments. These kids were born with powers, and Marcia believes they can be trained without gamma-13 at all. The selection process begins. Some kids don't show anything special, but Dylan, Cindy, Joan, and William are chosen because their abilities are clearly different. The 4 of them are taken into a separate room. Jack looks at them and asks, "Do you kids know why you've been brought here?" Cindy repeats exactly what Marcia told her earlier, but Dylan shakes his head and says, "Everything they told us is a lie. We're here because we're different from normal people." Jack sighs and says, "I was brought to this same secret base when I was your age, and it ruined my life. The military will force you to become just like me. You'll be pushed beyond your limits, and the worst part, they'll experiment on you with gamma-13 radiation." Hearing this, the kids get scared. Marcia immediately pulls Jack out of the room. She angrily says, "I already told you, we are not testing gamma radiation on children. So why did you scare them like that?" Jack replies, "I know Larrabee very well. He will give these kids gamma doses no matter what, and I'm betraying these children just for money. Do you have any idea how that makes me feel?" Meanwhile, Larrabee tells Dr. Grant, "You won't be able to finish their training before Concussion arrives, so I'm preparing to give them gamma doses. But remember one thing, for now Zoom must not know about Concussion." And with that, Larrabee walks away. Dr. Grant later shows Jack his old Captain Zoom suit and says, "I worked very hard to make this for you, but sadly you never got the chance to wear it again." Seeing the suit, Jack feels emotional. Marcia then gives the kids Zoom comics and says, "Yesterday you were all asking what makes Jack so special, so let me tell you the truth. Jack is not just a trainer, he is Captain Zoom. Along with Team Zenith, he saved countless lives. He was faster than Quicksilver, Flash, even Superman." The kids rush to Jack, full of excitement. Cindy asks, "Does that mean we're superheroes too? Will we get superhero names and suits?" Jack vibrates his finger and says, I used to move my entire body so fast that they had to give me a special silicone suit so my clothes wouldn't tear apart. This is not your home. This is a military secret base. Here, you'll live by strict rules. Dylan scoffs and says, if you can't even use your own powers anymore, how are you supposed to train us? I can't believe you're really Captain Zoom. Training finally begins. Cindy easily lifts 5 tons of weight, but when Jack makes fun of her, she gets angry and throws a 2.5-ton block at him. Jack isn't hurt, but he's terrified. He quickly praises Cindy and sends her away. Dylan turns invisible and runs out of the training room. Dr. Grant asks Jack, I don't understand why Dylan keeps doing this. Jack replies, it's obvious. He doesn't want to be here. He just wants to escape. William is nervous about entering the training room. Marcia tries to calm him down, but Jack humiliates him instead. Angry and hurt, William uses his power and slams Jack against the wall. Later, Jack asks Marcia, can you tell me what we're really training these kids for? But Marcia doesn't know either, and she's fed up with Jack's behavior. She says, what happened to you? In the comics, you were brave, kind, and powerful. How did you turn into this person? Jack coldly replies, all those comics are just government-made stories. None of it is real. Frustrated, Marcia leaves for a meeting. She asks Larrabee about the danger these kids are being prepared for. Jack arrives and asks the same question, but Larrabee refuses to answer and throws Jack out of the meeting room. After the meeting, Jack again asks Marcia about the threat. Marcia finally opens up and says, when they told me they were bringing you here, I was so happy. When I was a kid, I was weird and lonely. No one wanted to be around me. Your comics were my escape. They made me feel safe, but now I see the truth. You're just wasting these kids' lives for money. With tears in her eyes, she goes to her room and locks the door. Jack takes the kids for combat training. That's when he runs into his old robot friend, Pib. Seeing Pib again instantly puts a smile on Jack's face. With Pib's help, Jack secretly takes the kids down to an underground basement where a hidden spaceship is parked. The moment the kids see it, they lose their minds with excitement. They all climb inside, and Jack actually takes them out for a ride. They even stop at a shop to grab snacks and drinks. Soon, news channels start reporting about a mysterious spaceship spotted in the city. Marcia rushes down to the underground basement, but by the time she arrives, Jack and the kids are already back. Angry, she says, you were supposed to train these kids, not take them out on joyrides in a spaceship. How can you be this irresponsible? Jack completely ignores her. That night, Cindy has a bad dream. Scared, she comes to Jack's room. Jack tries to take her back, but she starts crying and refuses to leave. So Jack lets her sleep on the couch. She softly asks, are we really different from everyone else? Is that why my parents sent me here? Hearing this, Jack freezes. He can't believe that Cindy's parents handed over a 6-year-old child to a military base. Jack gently says, you're not different, you're special. Your parents sent you here so you could learn how to control your powers and use them to help people. Cindy pulls the couch closer to Jack using just one hand and falls asleep right there. Seeing her strength up close, Jack is shocked. From the next day, training becomes intense, but Dylan keeps skipping combat training, and the other kids don't perform very well either. Joan blames Jack, saying if you trained us properly, we wouldn't be struggling like this. Joan, William, and Cindy head to Dr. Grant's control room. Dr. Grant is making adjustments to the training ground, but Joan and Cindy start pressing random buttons. Suddenly, it starts raining inside the training area. Lightning strikes Dr. Grant, and snow begins falling at the same time. The kids burst out laughing, having the time of their lives. Because Dylan keeps running away from training, he's locked inside a special isolation cell. Jack goes to meet him. He tells Dylan about Team Zenith and concussion, and then lets him out. Jack says, focus your mind. Tell me where Joan is right now and what she's doing. Dylan concentrates hard. Using his powers, he starts seeing Joan clearly from the test ground itself. Jack looks at him and says, this is your real power. It's called mind sight. Team Zenith doesn't just need fighters, it needs a leader. And I think that leader is you. Dylan asks about concussion, calling him evil. That instantly makes Jack angry. From his reaction, Dylan realizes the truth. Concussion isn't just a villain, he's Jack's brother. Jack finally opens up. His name was Connor. He was a great superhero. Together, we saved countless lives, but Gamma-13 radiation changed him, turned him into something dangerous. Meanwhile, Marcia listens to everything through the CCTV cameras. Watching the new Zenith team, Jack starts remembering his old friends. And for the first time, he truly decides to train these kids seriously. Joan carries a chain, the last memory of her parents. She believes her powers are the reason her parents left her. Dylan holds the chain and uses his mind sight to look into her past. But suddenly, Jack enters with the research team. He says, from now on, we'll focus not just on physical training, but also internal training, so you can truly understand and control your powers. And with that, their real training finally begins. Under Jack's guidance, the kids start training seriously, and this time, they perform incredibly well in every exercise. Watching them improve, Marcia asks Jack, what changed you so suddenly? Jack replies, "After losing my team, I finally realized how special they were. And I don't want these kids to repeat the same mistakes I made. I want to guide them toward a better path. If we move forward as a family, it won't just help them, it'll help all of us." Hearing this, Marcia feels truly happy. Meanwhile, Dr. Grant tells Larrabee, "All our hopes now rest on Jack and Marcia. They're the only ones who can train these kids well enough to stop concussion. And after what happened to concussion, you cannot give gamma radiation to these children." Dr. Grant explains that concussion has become far more dangerous and is now coming back specifically to kill Zoom. He believes concussion will escape the dimensional rift much sooner than expected. Dr. Grant hands Larrabee a device that allows him to monitor the dimensional rift. Larrabee responds coldly, "We can't rely on children alone. Concussion is stronger than ever. We need our own solution. We can trap him using my sonic net. And maybe, just maybe, the sonic net could stabilize him." He adds, if Zoom still had his powers, he could trap concussion inside a vortex again. I believe the vortex can reverse the harmful effects of gamma radiation. To celebrate the completion of training, Jack throws a party with everyone. Dylan gives Joan a pendant engraved with her parents' names. They smile, dance together, clearly in love. Cindy dances happily with Pib, and Jack finally shares a dance with Marcia. But suddenly, Larrabee arrives and shuts the party down. He's carrying gamma-13 radiation doses. Jack steps forward and says, "You can't use gamma radiation. You'll put these kids in danger, just like my old team." Larrabee snaps back, "Don't tell me how to do my job." Tomorrow morning, the kids get the gamma-13 dose. He secretly wakes the kids and takes them to a hidden location with no CCTV cameras, a place where he once trained with his old team. There, Jack gives them superhero names, but none of the kids like them, so they choose their own. Dylan calls himself Houdini, William becomes Megaboy, Joan chooses Wonder, and Cindy proudly names herself Princess. Jack smiles and says, "You chose your names, and now our family is complete, but we need to leave this place. A massive danger is coming, and your lives are at risk." Suddenly, Dylan feels dizzy. He starts seeing visions. Military scientists preparing gamma radiation. Dylan quickly warns Jack, "Dr. Grant and Larrabee are getting ready to give us gamma radiation doses. They were training us to stop your brother. Concussion is still alive, and he's coming back." Jack is furious. He confronts Larrabee and shouts, "Do you really think these kids are just weapons to stop concussion?" Larrabee ignores him and orders Jack locked inside a special cell. The gamma doses are ready. Guards arrive to take the kids. Marcia is with them. As they move toward the testing room, Marcia suddenly uses her super breath, throwing 2 guards across the room. Taking advantage of the chaos, Dylan and William knock out the remaining guards. They rush to free Jack. Joan pins a guard against the wall, and Cindy smashes open the cell door. Seeing Marcia there, Jack is shocked. He thought she had known everything from the start, but Marcia tells him the truth. She demonstrates her powers and says, "I told you I was different as a child. I meant, I have powers too." They all rush toward the underground basement, but the spaceship exit is sealed. As Jack works to unlock it, the alarm system activates. Larrabee realizes what's happening and orders the exit sealed completely. But just in time, Jack jumps inside the spaceship with the kids, and together, they escape the secret base. Jack looks at Marcia and says, "Drop me near the dimensional rift where Connor is coming through, and take the kids somewhere safe." But Marcia and the kids refuse to leave him behind. They stay inside the spaceship, while Jack heads straight toward the dimensional rift. Joan turns to the robot Pib and says, "You need to distract Concussion. That's the only way we can defeat him." Pib agrees without hesitation. Suddenly, Concussion bursts out of the rift. Furious, he looks at Jack and shouts, "You betrayed me. I was trapped alone for 30 years. You didn't even try to save me." Blinded by rage, Concussion attacks Jack, sending him flying across the ground. Surprised, Concussion asks, "Have you lost your powers?" Before Jack can answer, Concussion attacks again and knocks him down. He's about to finish Jack when Pib jumps in and distracts him. That moment saves Jack's life. Cindy rushes in to fight Concussion. At the same time, Larrabee orders an attack using the sonic net, but Concussion sees it coming. He uses his powers and throws the sonic net away. The net flies straight towards Cindy. Terrified, she starts crying and calls out, "Jack, help me!" And that's when it happens. Jack's powers suddenly return. In a flash, he races forward and saves Cindy just in time. But the impact of moving that fast knocks Cindy unconscious, and for a moment, everyone panics. Then Cindy slowly opens her eyes. Concussion goes on a rampage, attacking everything around him. Larrabee orders Dr. Grant to attack again, but Dr. Grant says, "We only had one sonic net, and it's already destroyed." Jack races back to the secret base, puts on his Captain Zoom suit, and returns to the battlefield. Concussion tries to attack him, but Dylan and Joan distract him. Taking advantage of the moment, Zoom starts running in circles, creating a powerful vortex. William launches Concussion towards Cindy. Cindy grabs a tower like a baseball bat and smashes Concussion toward the vortex, but she misses. Concussion is about to escape the vortex. Suddenly, Marcia arrives. Using her super breath, she blows Concussion straight into the center of the vortex. Enraged, Concussion tries to destroy the vortex and stop Zoom, but Zoom doesn't stop. He pushes harder, turning it into a mega vortex. The The Mega Vortex removes the evil effects of Gamma-13 radiation from concussion. Slowly, he returns to who he once was, a good man again. Jack welcomes him back and reunites him with Team Zenith. Peace returns. The team starts living happily once again, and whenever the world needs help, they rise together as heroes. Because heroes don't quit, they come back stronger. If this story touched you even a little, hit subscribe, share it with someone who needs hope today, and remember, heroes don't disappear. They rise when the world needs them most.